Help me reach 6,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. I still remember how lightly she said it, like tossing a pebble into a lake she didn't care to see ripple. You wouldn't like the trip anyway, Emily laughed, scrolling through her phone. We were sitting at the kitchen table, coffee going cold, sunlight breaking across the floor. For a second, I thought she was joking. Then I saw the list open on her screen. Hotel names, restaurants, flights, and not a single mention of me. It wasn't anger that hit first. It was confusion. I asked, "What do you mean I wouldn't like it?" She shrugged. "It's just a girl's thing, babe. Hiking, wine, maybe some yoga. You'd be miserable." Emily always had friends coming and going. Trips, brunches, spontaneous nights out that stretched into mornings. I never said no. I figured everyone needed space. But lately that space had turned into distance and I was standing on the wrong side of it. I stared at the suitcase half open by the hallway. "You could have told me," I said quietly. "I'm telling you now," she smiled. Don't make it a big deal. That phrase, "don't make it a big deal," had become her shield. Behind it she could do anything and I was supposed to stay calm, logical, mature. I always did. I prided myself on being the stable one. I used to think that's what love was, absorbing someone else's chaos until they felt safe. But I was starting to realize it just left you empty. That night, while she packed, I sat in the living room pretending to watch TV. Her laughter floated from the bedroom as she talked to her friend on speaker. "I told him he wouldn't like it," she said between giggles. Her friend replied, "Smart. You don't need to drag dead weight on vacation." They both laughed. Something inside me flickered off, like a light bulb that's been dim for months finally giving up. The next morning, she kissed my cheek absent-mindedly before heading to the airport. "Be good while I'm gone," she joked. I smiled and said, "Always." When the door closed, the silence felt clean. For the first time in a long time, it wasn't heavy. It was clear. I spent the weekend thinking about how many times I'd accepted small humiliations disguised as jokes. "You're too sensitive. It's not that deep. Stop overthinking." Every phrase was another brick in the wall she'd built between us, and I'd helped stack them. Sunday evening, she called. "Hey, we landed in Napa. Place is gorgeous." "You'd hate it. No football, no beer, no Wi-Fi." I chuckled softly. "You're probably right," she laughed, satisfied. "See? You get it." But I did get it, just not the way she thought. I finally understood that she wasn't trying to protect my feelings. She was just making space for a life where I didn't fit anymore. Monday morning, I took the day off work, opened the closet, pulled down her empty luggage set and placed it next to mine. There was something strangely peaceful about it. No shouting, no dramatic scene, just quiet organization. I gathered her mail, her favorite books, the framed photos she kept on the dresser. I packed them neatly, the way she liked things done. Each fold and stack felt like closing a chapter. When she texted that afternoon, "Miss you a little, but not the chores," I replied, "Don't worry. You won't have to pack twice." She didn't respond right away. I imagined her staring at the screen trying to decode what that meant. Maybe she thought it was a joke. Maybe she laughed it off in front of her friends. By evening, she called. "What does that mean?" I said, "It means your stuff will be waiting when you get back." "Just not here." Silence. Then a sharp exhale. "You're kidding." "No," I said. "I'm finally not." For years I'd been the calm one, the fixer, the man who didn't raise his voice. That calm had been mistaken for weakness. Now it felt like strength. She hung up without another word. I didn't text again. The rest of the night I sat on the porch, watching the light fade behind the trees, listening to the quiet hum of nothing urgent. When the sun went down, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Peace mixed with a strange kind of grief. It wasn't the pain of losing her. It was the pain of realizing how long I'd already been lost. 3 days passed before she came back. I didn't hear from her during the trip, not a call, not a message. That used to bother me, but this time, it just confirmed what I already knew. When her car pulled into the driveway, I didn't rush to the door. I stayed where I was, sitting in the same spot on the porch where I'd watched her leave. The trunk opened. She pulled out her suitcase, tan and scuffed, the one she swore she'd only use for fun trips. She looked around, probably noticing the missing flower pots, the bare porch. I had cleared everything that screamed our home and left only what was mine. When she finally stepped inside, she called my name once, twice, her voice echoing against the empty walls. Then she saw the boxes, neat, labeled, stacked by the doorway. She turned to me. "You actually did it," I nodded. "You said I wouldn't like the trip. I figured maybe you wouldn't like coming back either." She laughed once, short and nervous. "You're being ridiculous." "No," I said softly. "I've been ridiculous for a long time. Just not today." She glanced at the boxes again, then at me, trying to find a version of me she could still control with charm or guilt. But that version was gone. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked. "I booked you a hotel for a week. After that, I'm sure you'll figure it out." The calm in my voice seemed to unsettle her more than anger would have. "You can't just throw away a marriage like this," she snapped. I met her eyes. "You threw it away piece by piece. I'm just cleaning up." She didn't say anything, just stood there, eyes flicking over the empty living room like she was seeing it for the first time. "You really did pack everything," she whispered. "I learned from you," I said. "Travel light, right?" For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The air felt thick with everything we'd left unsaid. Years of small dismissals, quiet resentments, and fake smiles that never reached the eyes. Finally, she asked, "Why now?" I thought about it, then said, "Because I finally realized you weren't leaving me for some trip. You were leaving me every day, you just didn't bother to tell me." She looked away. "You're overreacting." I smiled faintly. "That's what you always said when I was right." There was a time I would have done anything to make her understand, to talk, to fix, to reason. But now the need to explain had burned out. I didn't want an apology. I just wanted my peace back. She gathered her boxes in silence. Each time she carried one to the car, the house felt lighter. When she came for the last one, she stopped at the doorway and said, "You'll regret this. No one will care for you like I did." I met her gaze. "That's exactly what I'm counting on." The door clicked shut. For the first time in years, I didn't feel the urge to chase after her. The quiet didn't feel like loneliness anymore, it felt like clarity. That night I sat on the couch, surrounded by nothing but the hum of the refrigerator and the faint ticking of the clock. Everything looked the same, but it wasn't. The air had changed. The weight was gone. I thought about all the times I'd stayed when I should have left, hoping things would get better just because I loved her enough. But love doesn't survive in one person's hands. It dies quietly when the other stops showing up. A week later, she texted, "Can we talk?" I stared at it for a long time before typing back, "There's nothing left to say." Then I deleted her number, not out of spite, but out of mercy for both of us. People always say healing starts when you forgive someone. I don't think that's true. I think healing starts the moment you stop explaining pain to the person who caused it. It's strange how peace sounds like silence after years of noise. Strange how freedom looks like an empty closet and feels like a deep breath you didn't realize you were holding. I still drive by the lake sometimes, the one we used to visit on weekends when things were good. The benches are the same, the water's still calm, but it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just quiet. Every now and then I think about the moment she said, "You wouldn't like the trip anyway." She was right in a way. I wouldn't have liked pretending to be happy beside someone who stopped wanting me there. But now, when I pack my own bags, whether it's for work or just a weekend drive, I smile a little. Because wherever I go, I know this. I don't have to ask for a place in someone else's life anymore. I already belong in mine.